Hello, my fiery friends. Welcome to another fiery fun stream. I am your host, the Infernoman here, and I'm hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you are at. So, we're actually almost here for Tarkir Dragonstorm, but unfortunately we still gotta wait a couple more days before we get to that point. So while I'm taking the time to try to brew up a couple of ideas that I have that are kind of circling around my head, and I'm super excited for that, I figured, you know what, maybe we could just throw on something that I've been trying to play, but I haven't had a chance to figure out when to build this deck. But I think today's gonna be the day. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun in the Explorer format with a deck that has been kind of, again, just sitting on the back burner, and I figured today's the day to do it. Where am I at? Oh, there I am. Okay, great. Awesome. So, what deck are we talking about today? Well, if you're an American like me, you unfortunately have to deal with this time of year, which is going to be a season that is where, gotta love the government will take away some stuff from us and just kind of, do their thing with the money. So, again, not something I'm going to try to get super serious about here. We're just having some fun with it. The deck is simply going to be called Tax Season, if you will. So, obviously, I'm not really fond of this season because, all that paperwork you got to do. But I figured, you know what, let's have a fun deck themed around that. Actually, this deck was going to be originally done a little bit later into the month, but I realized by the time we do it, we're going to be all in on Tarkir Dragonstorm, so I figured, you know what, today's probably the best day to do this while we can. Oh, hey, Den Splendid, thanks again for joining me, my friend. Hopefully, again, you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. Okay, so how is this deck going to work? So, obviously, taxes are mostly focused on, well, what humans do. I mean, animals don't really have to worry about taxes, per se. So, it's going to be partially humans and partially taxes. We're going to try to see if we can just overwhelm our opponent with kind of taxing effects, if you will, and just hopefully just kind of throw them off balance while we build up our set of humans to then hopefully smash our way to get to victory. But how exactly will we do that? So, before I answer that question, let's explain to you, for those of you that are new to the stream, how this all breaks down. So we're going to go over the deck itself, we'll talk about all the cards in depth for just a little bit, and then we'll try to play as many matches in best of 1 and best of 3 on a budget version, and then halfway through the stream, we'll upgrade ourselves to a more powerful version if you do want to go all out with the deck. And same thing, we'll do best of 1 and best of 3 with that. We'll wrap it up, of course, with however the deck does, good, bad, whatever. It doesn't matter how well or how bad we perform. We're going to play this out to the very end. Once we get to the very end, I'll kind of give you a nice little sneak peek as to what's to come down the pipeline for this channel. But otherwise, that's how we're going to be pulling it off, everybody. Then I bought a new member. I brought a new member to the Discord. Oh yeah, I did see that. So I'm glad you did that. Hopefully, again, your new friend will be joining us a little bit here and there. Even if they don't, I'm happy to see them, of course, come up with our Discord. So thanks again for that, Den Splendid. Dr. Bees, defeat your opponent with taxes. Very human. Nice. Yeah, and I figured this is probably the best time of year to kind of do a taxes deck. So again, not going to try to get all super serious with it. We're just having fun today. So let's go over now the stats of the deck before we kind of continue on. So as always, long-term viewers of the channel know how we do it. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So obviously our tax season deck is going to be pretty much all creatures. It's 36 creatures, 4 non-creature spells, specifically 4 instants, and 20 lands. Your average mana curve is going to be about 1.6, and of course it's all mono white. So with that, let's jump back into what exactly this deck is trying to do. So, starting in the 1-drop slot, we'll kind of cover the non-creature spell in a second here, but let's go over our creatures first. So, Dauntless Bodyguard here, as it enters, pick a creature you already have controlling. You can then sacrifice this at instant speed to give that creature indestructible until end of turn. This is going to be helpful for us to protect specific creatures we don't want dying early on in the game. If we want to keep building up the rest of our humans and we want to try to start doing more stuff here, we're going to utilize Recruitment Officer here. 2/1 Human Soldier. For 4, you can dig 4 cards deep and reveal a creature card with a mana value of 3 or less from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest onto the bottom of your library in a random order. In other words, just, of course, digging out more and more humans to hopefully just keep the whole value train going. Now, we're also going to have another card that actually popped up from the Innistrad set that we didn't really talk about before, but this one might actually be good for us, at least in this deck. So Town Gossip Monger, it's going to be a human here. You tap it to then transform it into an incited rabble. I mean, obviously, I don't know if you've been seeing too much here, and again, I don't want to get too much into politics on this stream, but of course, with how things are going in the world, incited rabble seems awkwardly inappropriate for what's going on out there. So that's why we have the card, if you will. So of course, it's going to be on flavor. You flip it into a 2/3 human that has to attack every single turn. However, you can pump it for 2 extra mana to give it a 1/0 until end of turn. So kind of nice for us to kind of sink extra mana into later on into the game. Veteran Survivor here, it's going to be our pseudo solo attacker here that also can get some pump once it starts exiling cards. It has the survival mechanics. What that means is at the beginning of your second main phase, if this creature is tapped, you can exile a card from a graveyard. And as long as there are 3 or more cards exiled with this creature, it'll get a +3/+3 pump and hexproof. Basically, it becomes untouchable once we start getting a couple of extra cards exiled underneath it. So it's great for graveyard hate as the game progresses. But what's nice about this is you can tap it down technically with the Gossip Monger if you need to in a pinch. And then to protect our humans a little bit more in the 2-drop slot, we'll have Coppercoat Vanguard here. 2 mana, 2/2 human soldier. Every other human we control will get +1/+0 and Ward 1. The Ward 1 doesn't seem like it's going to be that much of an effect, but you'd be surprised how sometimes that can definitely throw off a lot of opponents when they realize they have to pay a little extra to get to our humans. Now, a new card that came to us from the Pioneer Master sets on Arena, this is going to be Imposing Sovereign. Real quick note, however, this card is actually still a rare in paper. So what's nice about this is it was rebalanced for Arena, if you will, so it's actually an uncommon. So that's actually even better for us. That makes it even cheaper and great for our budget plan. Creatures the opponent controls enter tap, so this kind of taxes them because hasty creatures get seriously nerfed if this card is out on the battlefield. And of course, we can't talk about taxes without talking about, of course, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Obviously, this card is just essential for any taxes deck or any humans deck because with the first strike ability, and it's a 2/1, it doesn't seem like it does that much damage, but it can be very effective as a blocker. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, and that's also the reason why we're only using pretty much a mostly creature package with this game plan because we don't want to tax ourselves too much, if you will. But also the real reason I wanted to throw out there is also because the flavor for this card is actually kind of good for what we're doing here because you can see right here, Thalia doesn't look particularly happy, of course, on this art. But I figured, hey, that's kind of how I feel vibe-wise when it comes to dealing with taxes. But again, just throwing that out there just to have a little bit of fun with it. Speaking of more taxing effects, we're going to use also Tocatli Honor Guard here, a 2 mana 1/3 human soldier. Creatures entering don't cause abilities to trigger, so we turn off our opponent's ability to trigger any stuff that ETBs, if you will. What's nice, of course, if you haven't noticed already, our deck doesn't really have any ETB triggers ourselves. All of our triggers are either activated abilities that we cast ourselves or trigger on our own when we want to. So this actually does not hurt us in any way. So this is actually pretty nice for our game plan. And then finally, the last of the three drops is going to be a 3/3 human cleric. It's going to be Anointed Peacekeeper here. It has vigilance, but notice that the wording on this will not be affected by the honor guard because it says, as this creature enters, you look at an opponent's hand and then choose any card name. Spells your opponent casts with the chosen card name will be 2 more to cost. 2 more to cast, and then activated abilities, sources they chosen with the name, also are 2 more to activate unless they're mana abilities. So in other words, we could tax very heavily if our opponent has multiple copies of a single card. So this will definitely throw off an opponent's game plan if we at least have 1 on the battlefield. Really great for us, imagine. Dense Planet, imagine taxes and discard. You would be so hated. Well, that might be something we might do in the future, but we'll stick around for that one, if you will, Dense Planet. I'll make sure to, I'm going to write that one down for the future, if you will. Any case, going back over to our one and only non-creature spell in the whole deck, it's going to be Brave the Elements here. This is actually a really nice way to kind of close out the game or provide us a nice bit of protection depending on what our opponent throws at us. Brave the Elements is a single white mana instant that reads, you could choose a color, and then white creatures we control gain protection from the chosen color until end of turn. So this kind of gives us a nice little protection bubble, so that way we can push through the remaining points of damage and then hopefully close out the game on the spot. If you need to, you can technically use it as protection in a pinch, but ideally, you want to try to utilize it for more aggressive reasons. Now, so even though we are a budget deck, we'll still try to work with what we got. So we have a single Castle Ardenvale, so we can create some extra human tokens if we need to in a pinch, just to kind of round out ourselves and go a little wider if we just are kind of gumming up the board, if you will. 15 planes, simple as can be, and then 4 copies of Shefet Dunes here. For this one, it's actually going to be a unique one because for this desert, we can pay 4 and then tap this, sacrifice the desert, give all of our creatures an extra +1/+1 pump until end of turn. So it's going to be actually pretty nice for what we're doing. Oh, Stickman Jake, thanks again for joining us, my fiery friend. Cake? Ooh, where? I like some cake right now. That actually sounds pretty good. But yes, cake. Okay. Finishing up with the sideboard here. If you do want to take this in the best of 3, here's what I would recommend for you. So we have Deafening Silence here, a whole set of them. So again, if we're trying to tax our opponent, we could throw these out there. That means that mostly for combo decks and control decks, this shuts them down a hard one-sided wrath. Well, not one-sided wrath, but I mean one-sided spell. The Deafening Silence just makes sure that players can't cast more than 1 non-creature spell each turn. But of course, we are a creature deck, so this actually will not hurt us in any way, shape, or form. If we need some extra protection, we'll utilize Make a Stand here. Gives all of our creatures an extra +1/+0 pump and indestructible until end of turn. If we want to deal with some artifact and enchantments and we want to destroy those, we can bring in Cathar Commando. We have a full set of them because they also have flash, and they're also a 3/1, so technically you can use them if you need to do chump block in a pinch, and then you could sacrifice them to, again, destroy target artifact or enchantment. And then finally, to round out our whole package here, we're going to utilize an entire set of Sheltered by Ghosts. So for Sheltered by Ghosts, this is actually an extremely brutal removal spell for us. So we put this on any one of our humans, gives it a ward 2 protection, and also another +1/+0 pump and lifelink, making it very, very hard for opponents to get rid of this, whatever creature this may be placed upon. But otherwise, that is the whole game plan for you, everybody. Again, just play humans as fair as possible, just start stacking up a bunch of taxing abilities, and just hopefully just overwhelm our opponent by the amount they have to pay if they just want to get through our defenses. So, will this do anything? Or are we going to be completely out-taxed, if you will? I don't know. Let's see if our opponents can handle what we're throwing at them. So, without further ado, let's jump into Explore. Let's play the deck, and we'll show you how well it can do. Whew, okay. So, now that I finally breathed for a second there, yeah, tell me what your thoughts are, everybody. Are you all excited for Dragonstorm coming out in a couple days? Don't worry. I'm already kind of brewing up what we are planning on doing for the first stream. I'm actually really excited for that. And also, I think I already have the first deck ready to go for the first deck tech regarding the set. But I will put up a poll probably after I'm done with this stream to kind of indicate, like, what would you like to see first streamed from Dragonstorm? Okay, so here we go, everybody. Our first match of the day. So we have a lot of 2-drops here, by the way. Okay, well, that's fine. We can start stacking up our tax pieces, and we are going to be hopefully just overwhelming our opponent and throwing off their game plan here. All right, let's keep this hand. And all right, with that, let's go, opponent. Show me what you got.
It's time to do.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Planes first. All right. We did get a 1-drop, which is great. Recruitment officer. All right, opponent. Here we go. What do you got? Mana Confluence. Nothing yet. All right. Chef of Dooms. And then what do we want here? So this is now where the deck gets kind of tricky because we're trying to figure out, like, we don't know what our opponent's doing. If they have creatures, the Honor Guard probably would be the best option. If they're going to play any combos or control stuff, Thalia here will throw them off completely. Imposing Sovereign also can shut down creatures, and Coppercoat Vanguard can protect our whole game plan. Let's see. If they didn't play anything now, let's play Thalia first. Okay, so nothing yet. Start opponent down to 18. Okay, so if they're playing any non-creature spells, they're now going to get taxed. Oh, already? Already? All right, opponents. All right, we'll take a free win out of that one. I wasn't expecting that, but I guess our opponent did not want to get taxed today. All right, free win. I'll take it. A win is a win, everybody. So, yeah, nice. Doesn't really help us out all that much to explain how the deck goes, but oh, hey. Always get your dailies done, by the way, everybody. Remember, always, 4 wins is all you need to just get the bare minimum, at least 1,000 gold, and maybe if you want to get one more win, a free wild card, if you will. Yeah, speedrunning it, Dr. Bees. Speedrunning it. All right. All right, let's try this again. Maybe we'll get a real match this time around. So, let's see. Okay, so we got Veteran Survivor, the Bodyguard to protect it, Vanguard. If we can get another land or two, I think we should be fine here. I know it's a 1-lander, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. Okay, so what do we got this time, everybody? What are we going to be playing against? Opponent? Opponent is thinking. Okay. All right, so let's put down our planes. We'll put down the Survivor first. If our opponent starts casting spells, we can start eating them up with Veteran Survivor. So let's see what happens. J Villain RPG subscribing on YouTube there. Thanks again, my fiery friend, for that. I do appreciate that. Hopefully, again, you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. All right, Dauntless Bodyguard will protect now our Veteran Survivor. No attacks just yet. I do want to see if our opponent throws anything else out there. Dr. Bees. That last opponent committed the tax evasion. Oh, yeah. They did not want to get taxed, if you will. Ooh. Bard class. Okay, so we're playing against a Bard class deck. We will block here. And Bodyguard protects. So Veteran Survivor does survive. Okay, so we did get our next land drop, which is great. That's actually what we wanted. Okay, so with that, let's see, what do we want? Let's see, let's see, I'm trying to remember right now. Does the Bard class have any ETB triggered cards? I don't think they do. So I think we'll just put down the Vanguard. Protect our Survivor. Down to 17. We will eat Kellen. Oh, num num num. Dense Planet soon getting that 20,000 gold. Oh, yeah. I'm sure you have a ton of gold now ready to go, and I'm sure you're itching just like me to start cracking packs of Tarkir. Opponents? Okay. Gallia. Okay, they swinging. No damage just yet. Okay. Going to Peacekeeper. We can't play the Peacekeepers just yet, but that's okay. Honor Guard. Alright, we swing. Down to 12. Okay. Well, we'll eat our Bodyguard if we have to. Okay, one more, and Veteran Survivor actually will do some pretty good damage coming up, so hopefully we should be able to get there pretty quick. But opponent is going to go off with Bard class if we're not careful, so we'll see. We shall see. Okay. Hajar, so they have their own protection. Alright, and they got the Quake Wall. Ugh. Let's see if we can get around this. We'll try, everybody. We will try. No blocks just yet. Down to 14. So, how do we do this? How do we do this here? Dauntless Bodyguard. We will name again the Survivor. Town Gossip Monger. The Quake Mole probably is going to shut us down, which is kind of bad, but there's not much we can really do about that, unfortunately. No attacks yet. We're probably going to have to eat one attack, though, so... Ugh. Getting that Quake Mole really did make a big difference with Bard class. On it. Okay, they're swinging. Alright, well. So, how do we do this here? I guess we will block... Gallia, wait, hold on. Okay, so we cannot block here just yet. Okay, Opponent? Okay, they sacrifice one. We will also sacrifice one. So, go down to 4. Okay. We got another Dauntless Bodyguard, which is kind of nice for us. Okay, so what do we block this time? I guess it'll be the Veteran Survivor again. Hold on. I want to pump this, but it's hard because we have to wait until... Okay, Okay, we'll just do it this way. If that flips, we can swing... Okay. This is not easy, by the way. No attacks yet, but we can get Veteran Survivor going. Eat Hajar. It becomes a 6-4, so that's kind of nice for later. We can at least now keep up with Anzrak, the Quake Mole, but I don't know if we can still get around that. That mole is very powerful. Dense Planet. There's always 3 things in life that will occur: death, taxes, and the stupid. Yeah, well, you're not wrong about that. Okay. Hunter is going off here, so I don't know if we're going to survive this now. They're completely going off. Well, actually, I would probably add another thing that's always guaranteed, which is going to the restroom all the time. But maybe that's just my problem. Okay. Okay, opponents. Ugh. I don't think we're going to survive this, everybody. I don't know. I don't know. Opponent is just going completely off here. Literally, this is now the opposite of what we just encountered. So, we're getting blown out here pretty hard. Our opponent will start doing their thing. So that means that pumps. Do I even bother blocking at this point? I don't think I'm going to survive this no matter what I try. Okay. Not really much I can do here, unfortunately. Dang. Yeah, I mean, even if I block everything, it's just not enough because they can... Because the mole just does its thing. Yeah. Yeah. It won't matter. So it goes to 4, but even with the block from the mole, they have to swing again, so... Yeah. Alright. We'll concede. Just kind of saving us a couple extra seconds there, but... Dang, we got blown out there hard. There goes all of our progress, but that's okay. It's just the second match, everybody. No big deal. It's still early. Oh, you're up to 314 subs now, Dense Planet? That's great. I'm happy for you. Hopefully, again, it keeps growing. I'm rooting for you, my man. I know you can do it. You can definitely do it. If my derpy little fireball self can get growth, I think anybody can. You just got to put in the work, of course, to just make those videos and make those posts happen. All right, here we go. We're getting to our next match here. Let's see how well we do on this one. Can we get another victory here? Let's see. All right, so we've got our line up here. All right, we got a little bit of pump, a little bit of force between our attacks here. I think we should be good to go here. Let's see. We'll put down the town gossip monger first. Okay, opponent, what do you got? Show me what you got.
It's time to do.
Okay, no, nothing yet. Interesting. Okay. Pass. Okay, so we'll flip the gossip monger next turn. Okay, it's an enchantment deck. Interesting. All right, let's flip now. Okay, so Gossip Monger is now a 3/3, so that's actually pretty nice for us. Let's see, and then, I guess we'll pump it even more. Coppercoat Vanguard. Okay, well, our rabble has to start doing their thing, so they got to start swinging. 4 damage is not too shabby after flipping for a bit. But I would like to get another land. Another land here would then allow us to get a peeky peek at what our opponent's trying to do. Thankfully, also, either of the Coppercoat Vanguards protect each other with ward. But what does our opponent have? Oh, we got ossification. That's annoying. Alright, it's fine, though. They have to still pay. So that does mean we lose the card for a bit. They swing. Okay. Do I do it now? No. I might have to... We're actually going to block. This will get rid of their naturalist, and we do lose a card, but that's okay. The main reason was because I don't want them to get too cheap on their stuff. Let's get a peeky peek at what our opponent's got here. All right, opponent, show me what you got. Ooh, okay. So let's see. What's the biggest threat we got to deal with? Touch the Spirit Realm. Would be more expensive. Restoration of a Gonjo. Held Haunting. Okay. And they got 3 lands out right now. But Seiju's already at hand there. I think that Touch the Spirit Realm's going to have to be... I think that should be the right one, right? So at least that now shuts that off. Down to 16. Restoration. All right. Well, they'll start doing their thing there. That's fine. We can get down to Kotley next turn, and that should shut down Heliod. So that's good. Kotley. Plains. Dauntless Bodyguard. Oh, Stickman Jake, thanks again for joining us today, my fire friend. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day where you're ever at. Recruitment officer, all right. We swing. Down to 11. Let's see if our taxing effects now really help us out here. Stickman, Infernoman is working for the IRS now. Me? Never. Never! No, no, no. I would never, by the way. I mean, some people out there do work for like that or any other government positions. I mean, hey, more power to you, but not my thing. I mostly work elsewhere. Actually, ideally, I would love to just do this, what we're doing right now, as a full-time job. But we're not quite there yet. Still working on that, though. And with this, all right. Honor Guard shuts off your Heliod opponent. I'm sorry. You get taxed there. So they don't get anything off of that, which is nice for us. This is exactly why we want the Honor Guard, by the way. Nice. Okay. Brave the Elements. All right, that's interesting. Well, let's see what our opponent does. I guess we will swing and swing. Actually, hold on. No. Actually, yeah. Okay. No blocks? Okay. Opponents? Nothing. Okay. Okay. I'm shielded down right now, opponents. Do you have anything? They don't. Okay. Well, alright, so if we can get to the next turn here, we might be able to pull off a win here. An actual legit win. But we'll see. Touch the Spirit Realm. They paid full price for it. Alright, and they get rid of our Inside the Rabble. That's okay. Not the worst for us. It will not swing. Okay. Okay, Imposing Sovereign. Well, not too helpful right now, but I guess we'll just play it. I'm making your opponents pay for taxes. Yeah, I have to, of course. It has to be done. But here's why we're going to do this. Okay. So here we go, everybody. We will give ourselves protection from white. And we swing. Do you have anything else in hand, opponents? Do you? You got nothing? Is this a free win right here? There we go. Victory, everybody. All right. Not too bad, right? Super cheap, little taxing deck. Can be very annoying, but we got our first legit win. All right. Taxing our opponents here. I believe. Actually, I have to say that, though. Yeah. But okay. Victory. Oh, excuse me, everybody. Note to self. Make sure to drink water. Okay. All right. So that was our first legit real win. So that was good. We can actually now say that the deck actually can get a win here. And hopefully we'll get a couple more along the way. Okay. So, all right. So we got today. So we got our Dauntless Bodyguard. The Gossip Monger will be our aggro plan. Imposing Sovereign shuts down creatures. All right, so there you go. We got our nice little setup here. It really depends on what our opponent plays, though. If our opponent plays creatures, Sovereign can come down first. Tocatli if we want to shut down ETBs. If they're playing anything that's controlling or spell slinging, Thalia. Either way, we got options. Dense Planet, stacks. How to be hated by your friend group. Oh, yeah. Usually, I'm not really a stacks person or anything like this, but for today, I figured, you know what? We can just kind of be a little dirty here. Oh, okay. Our opponent is probably going to throw away whatever hurts him the most. Okay, it's Thalia. Okay. Well, I guess that's not a surprise for us. We will play... We'll play the Gossip Monger first. If they have removal, that's fine if it dies. I want to keep the Veteran Survivor alive, though. Oh, come on, opponents. All right. Well, I guess we're going to be fighting against discard, and they get throw away our Veteran Survivor. That's pretty annoying. Okay, so in that case, then, Imposing Sovereign. Flips. All right. Well, we got now a bigger attacker, so that hopefully should be maybe enough. But our opponents... It's not one thing that hurts us, it's going to be the discard. Sided Rabbles will survive. Oh, we got another Thalia. That's good. That's good. That is a key piece we need here. Thalia. Protect the Thalia. Down to 14. Alright, our opponent, bring it on. We still got Thalia protected. Ooh, unstoppable slasher. Whoop. Slipped there. Oops. Okay, so Unstoppable Slasher is going to be a problem for us. Because no matter what we do here, we have to swing. Because that's what Inside Rabble does. Block? Maybe? Opponents? They're thinking. Okay, so they do take it. So that means we have to pump now. We will lose our Rabble, but that's okay. Because at least keeps it locked down for a little bit. No opponent. Children's Edict again. Alright. Sacrifice that, because we got to keep Thalia alive. Planes. Honor Guard. Down 12. Alright. Well, little by little, maybe we might get there. Our opponent's game plan, though, is going to be mono black mid-range, and they're definitely doing their thing here. Veteran Survivor. No attacks yet. Pass. Okay. So this is now going to be a critical turn here. Unholy Annex. They swing. Do we block? And if so, I think we might have to, though. It's not what I ideally want to do, but we might have to. They take 2 there. We lose 2 cards from that. Put the Slasher back in chains to lock it down. Imposing Sovereign. Okay. Thalia again. Imposing Sovereign. Alright. We have to try to get a little aggro here. Okay, so 12. We will eat Sheoldred's Edict. I don't know if we're going to be able to push through this, though, because the Blade of the Oni is very difficult to deal with, and now that people have figured out that that equipment helps them with the Unholy Annex, we've got quite a bit of trouble to deal with here now. Okay, Imposing Sovereign again. Alright, well, I mean, we might have a choice here. Swing, swing, swing. Keeping the pressure on. But I don't know if this is going to be enough. I really could use a protection spell right now. 12. They did get rid of the Survivor. Oh boy. Archfiend of the... Alright, well, that might be it for us, because there's not much of an option against that. Ugh. Down to 5. Down to 3. Okay, Anointed Peacekeeper. Not enough, unfortunately. Yeah. Maybe I should have not blocked. I guess we'll name the Sheoldred's Edict. Wait, no, go for the throat. Okay. I mean, no matter what we do here, we're not going to win. Down to 10. Down to 6. Man. Alright. Well, we didn't quite get there this time around. It's okay, though. But again, this is a budget deck, so I do want to at least kind of always remind everybody, if we see us lose quite a bit here, it's mostly just because these are budget decks. I think this one right now, if you do want to build it, it's going to cost you, I believe, 13 rares? Well, 17 in paper. And I believe in paper it'll be $37? So, I mean, that's pretty good for a super cheap deck. But it still could do its thing. We were able to get at least a win or two. But I can assure you right now, the upgraded version is going to be a lot more powerful once we get to that one. But don't worry. Before we do, though, I still want to at least give this deck a little bit more time to cook. Okay, Temple of Silence. Okay, so we got our planes. Same thing again. We'll play with the Town Gossip Monger. Okay. Opponent, what do you got? Bring it on.
It's time to do.
At some point, I will try to add more sound effects eventually. So don't worry, they are coming. Planes. And then we will play Thalia. Pass. See what our opponent is going to try to do here. Anything, opponents. What do you got? What is your game plan? Momentum Breaker, okay. Flip the Gossip Monger. We'll lose Thalia just for a moment, but we have another Thalia anyway, so that's not a problem for us. And we'll play the Honor Guard, protecting Thalia. Start doing our swings. Got an 18. Okay, so if our opponent is playing Momentum Breaker, are they going to be bouncing things? Treacherous Blessing. Okay, so that's correct. They draw cards. But it is going to cost them quite a bit to push through this, so hopefully this should be enough. Ooh, Coppergo Vanguard. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Yeah. Down to 15. Down to 9. But do they have a Wrath? I think that's probably the only thing that might hurt us right now. Do they have it? They do. Okay. But at least we can protect Thalia. So that does mean they go to 8. Okay, Sovereign's not bad either. Let's see. Let's put that down to make sure, like, if they throw any creatures down, we can still push through damage. Down to 6. All right, opponents. What else you got? Dense one. Like I was saying, how about Ugin with prototype cards? That might be an option. That might be something. I will put up the poll, and I'm going to keep the poll simple, though. I mean, I have, like, at least 7 different decks I'm looking at doing, but I think what we might get might be we'll just probably go down to only 2 options for now, just to kind of keep it simple for now. Okay. Opponent is trying to outstacks us right now with their stuff. But we'll see if it's enough. Ironically, Honor Guard's own ability prevents our opponent from gaining life. That was kind of a funny way to see that work. 3 cards in hand, opponents. What do you got? Doom Foretold, okay. Ooh, this is going to be so close right now. Oh, jeez. Alright. Brave the elements, okay. Planes. Down to 2. I mean, the protection spell would have been nice a little earlier, but this means that what? They'll get rid of Hopeless Nightmare, okay. Okay. I was surprised. I mean, they can crack Momentum Breaker if they need to kind of delay themselves a turn. But man, oh, we're so close to closing out this game. Elspeth's Nightmare. Okay. So that means we... Okay, do we get him here? Protection from black. So nothing. 2 cards in hand. Treacherous Blessing. Oh, wow. Is that it? Did we get there? Another land. Did they get any more removal? Ooh. Almost forgot we lose the card there. But okay. I guess we'll do this here. What else they got in hand? Okay. Spirited Companion. Another Doom Foretold. Hopeless Nightmare. I don't even know what I would get. Yeah, I don't even know what I would hit here because it doesn't seem like it's going to do much of anything to help us no matter what we pick. I mean, I would guess the Spirited Companion. I'll Den Splint it. Got my first arena pet. It's the Rock. The Rock is so goofy though. But yay, you got one. Let's see. Okay. Jeez. I guess if they want to spend 4 mana if they want to actually get 1 card draw off of that. It's an option. Okay. Sacrifice again. We got nothing for them. But unfortunately, we're still in a bad spot. Because they can still get rid of our cards. They're completely now in control of the match. The only way we would be able to get out of this is if we can make humans tokens, but they can still gain life. So that's so annoying. Alright, we'll give it another turn or 2 because I don't think we're going to get out of this one. Okay. They drained us and gained some life. Okay, Dauntless Bodyguard. That doesn't do it for us. Alright. Yeah. Now that they have enough value, we just cannot push through that with our deck. It just can't make it with this. Alright, well, I guess we're now starting to see the limitations of the budget deck. So, with that, let me see if I can play this at least in best of 3. Let's try best of 3 or 2 with our tax deck. But I can assure you right now, it will get a lot better once we do some upgrades. But we'll wait for that for just a little bit longer. Okay. So the question I probably would ask everybody right now is, what is the first card or set of cards you want to build when Tarkir drops? What is that one card you're going, oh my goodness, I have to build a deck around this. This is an idea that must be done right now. Let me know. I'll tell you right now, we already have I already have my deck ready to go. I just literally need a couple of the cards that come out from the set, and we should be good to go on that one and start recording for that quick. But I will let you know what that might be later on. We'll play first. Okay, so what do we got here? Now we're playing best of 1. I don't want us to now... Okay, I think it should be good. This looks fine. Keep this. Put back 1 Veteran Survivor. So now we have our lands, and we have our creatures. That's when Elspeth for sure. Okay, oh yeah. Not surprised about that one. That one's definitely going to be a solid option. Veteran Survivor. All right, opponents. Bring it on. Show me what you got. Mountain. Okay. We'll play Thalia next. Start our swings. Down to 18. So the only time now getting the protection here hurts us is Thalia kind of taxes us as well, but it kind of comes with the territory. Opponents? What do you got? Rotting Wrap. Oh, is it so is it an actual dinosaur deck? I guess we'll see. Honor Guard. And we will pass. I guess maybe I should put down the Recruitment Officer. Torbrand. Oh, it's a big red deck. Interesting. Okay. We'll see if we can get around this. Recruitment Officer. And we will pass. So it's a big red deck? That's going to be very interesting. Rotting Raptor again. But we can't... But we deny our opponent the ability to trigger anything, so that does buy us time if we need to. Bone Crusher Giants. But thankfully our opponent did not get their effects off, but they're definitely getting some really big red cards out there. Pass. Okay. Another Honor Guard. But this time we'll wait. If we need to protect ourselves for a turn, we can. Or we can start hopefully digging out more cards with Recruitment Officer. Oh, Ilhard. Ooh, scary. We'll see. Okay, big swing here. We will protect ourselves. Okay, so now we need to start blocking things. Veteran Survivor blocks here. We will block and block. Okay. Okay. This hopefully should be enough. Opponents? Opponents? Oh, wait, I don't know why it does that, but okay. Arena? I mean, I don't know why I have to pick all these triggers, because it's still just going to do its thing. Six. They lose some creatures. Okay, so let's see. How do we get around this? Opposing Sovereign. Honor Guard again. Okay. Yeah. The one time I actually faced off against a big red deck, I mean, I'm happy that our opponent did this, but not quite what I was expecting at all. So they threw me off on this one, but okay. I think I kind of have an idea of what we're going to want to bring in for the next round. Okay, so in that case, I guess we block and block. 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 Actually, hold on. Okay. Honestly, ugh. Oh, it didn't happen anyway. Never mind. They already got their stuff. Okay. Going to round 2, everybody. That's okay. For sure. Making mono white tokens matters decks. And yeah, brawl with her as commander with a bunch of hair appearance. Oh, you're going the meme route. You kind of stole my idea, though, because I had a hilarious idea of utilizing... I was just going to call it Elspeth's Bunnies, but okay. I think you got the right idea there, Denslanet. That actually looks like it's going to be silly, but hilarious. More power to you for pulling that off, though, if you can do it. Okay, so going back to our match here. So what we're going to need is Sheltered by Ghosts is coming in. That's definitely going to be something we're definitely going to need. In terms of what we want taken out, what do we want taken out, though? So Brave the Elements for sure. I guess they bring in the Mega Stands. Knowing a Peacekeeper may not help us out, because their deck is going to be pretty harsh on us. Honor Guard was good for a degree. Opposing Sovereign is going to be good too. Okay. We just got to cut 3 cards. I guess the Gossip Monger can go. Yeah. That'll go. Or maybe bring in 1 Cathar Commando for kind of like a, I don't know, a combat trick. Okay. Either way. So we'll see. We'll see if this version... I mean, our deck is probably not planned out for big red deck, but I mean, I give him kudos for that. Actually, this kind of goes hand in hand with an idea that I had already. But I'll talk more about that in a little bit. Okay, so what do we got here? Okay. Not quite the hand I want, but I'll take it. We'll put back a Chef at Dunes. Plains. Okay. Okay, opponents, what do you got? Show me what you got. Okay, oh, wow. We're all in on Coppercoat Vanguard, I guess. Okay. Well, if our opponent starts playing other stuff, then hopefully we should be able to get around it. Okay, Marauding Raptor, that's fine. So, here's how we do this. Sheltered by Ghosts. Take out the Raptor. It's got also protection too, which is great. 17. And also the life gain really helps us out against aggro decks. Okay, opponent. Marauding Raptor number 2. That's fine. Castle Ardvale. So, how do we do this now? I guess Honor Guard. Okay, we can't swing, unfortunately. We gotta wait for a bit. We could use another Shelter by Ghost. I actually think that would help us out a lot. Okay, opponent is swinging. All right. No attacks yet. No blocks. Down to 21. Ooh, Storm's Wrath. Okay, so they actually did have an option for us, but that's fine. Coppercoat Vanguard. Again. Thalia. Protected. Opponent. What else you got? Perforos. Ooh. Okay. We'll see if that's a problem for us. Coppercoat Vanguard again. Swing. Let's see if our aggro plan can get through. But ideally, another Sheltered by Ghost here would be really nice for us to push through the remaining points of damage. But we'll see. We also got the Castle Ardvale out, so maybe we can start making some tokens just to kind of get around things. Ooh, Tectonic Giant. Okay. Opponents. Swing. Okay, what do they pick? Okay. Getting their card advantage on. I think I probably might want to do another big red deck again. It's been a while since we've actually done a mono red deck that was actually big. So maybe we'll do that in the future again. Down to 18. Torbrand. Ugh. That's going to be a big problem for us, but we'll see if we can get around it. Okay, so... Is there a way out of this? We will pass for now. We'll start making tokens. Okay, Mountain. Fire Emancipation. Ew, that's scary. Very scary. Nothing yet, so that allows us to make some tokens. Brave the Elements. Oh, okay, okay. We won. All right, we got this. I'll just cast it right now. Red. There we go, everybody. Getting that cheese win there. Take that, opponents. Round 2 belongs to us. Okay, so we're going to round 3 now. Okay, so with that... I don't think we really need to change anything. Yeah, I think we'll probably just keep everything as is. Only just because, as you can see right here, since they're a monocolor deck, that actually helps us out quite a bit in terms of just building up to what we need. Okay, so with that, let's see here. All right, we'll keep this hand. Okay, opponent, what do you got? Okay, Thalia's good. So with that, Veteran Survivor. All right, opponents. Okay, Mountain. Marauding Raptor again. No surprise. Honor Guard. So with that, Imposing Sovereign. No attacks yet. Thankfully, if we have the Brave Elements out, we should be able to push through the damage. We just need to get through that Raptor. Okay, so they swing. Damage down to 18. Let's see. Okay, so with that, Thalia. Stacking up attackers down to 16. Can't eat anything just yet, but we will get there. All right, come on, opponents. 4 mountains. Perforos coming in. Raptor swinging. Down to 16. Ooh, Sheltered by Ghosts. That'll be helpful for later, but we need to find a way through this. Down to 14. Down to 10. Okay. Still nothing. So I think what I might do here is Cathar Commando in on here. And we'll see if we can get around. Let's see. Oh. Hold on. Dang. Ugh, not what I want to see, but okay. Hold on one second. Do we want to... Now we'll let that go. It's a little bit of a shame to see Thalia die, but we might have to just deal with that. Thankfully, though... Okay, that's good. Cathar Commando. Okay. Oh, we have to make a stand also. Okay, so I think we know how we can get around this. Sheltered by Ghosts. On... Okay. I guess Veteran Survivor. We want that protected so we can keep swinging. Marauding Raptor. Say bye-bye. Down to 2. All right. And we will eat... I guess we'll eat our own Thalia, but that's okay. Okay, opponents. Wow, we were almost there. Buki Expert Pro. Sorry if I messed that up. From Kick. Awesome. Hey, buddy, I saw your channel and noticed you're streaming nice content. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on, everybody. We got something to deal with here. Okay, so I will deal with this in a second. Give me a moment, everybody. Recruitment officer. And Veteran Survivor. Down to 14. Give me 1 second, everybody, for something here. Wait. Oh, that's right. I can't do it on here because it's on a different chat. I'll deal with that in a second, everybody. Don't worry. Just ignore that for now while I try to find a way around this. Also getting through this match here. 14. Nothing. Okay. Okay, so I think we can pull this off here. Brave the Elements just straight out. If our opponent has any removal, we have another Brave the Elements right here. But it looks like it doesn't matter because we pushed through, everybody. All right. Victory there. Woo! Nice. Okay, so with that, I think we should be good now on this version of the deck. Let's actually talk about now the upgraded one. So, if you like this deck, and actually you can see, it was a little clunky at times, but we were able to pull off a couple of good wins there. So let's see, what would happen if you upgraded this, and you wanted to upgrade your taxes, if you will. I know that sounds a little weird to say, but what if we took the time to improve the deck? So, this version here has a lot more rares and mythics upgraded into it. So with that, we will have here, in our upgraded version of our tax deck, this one's going to have a couple of small changes to it. So one of the big changes, we're going to be removing some of our cards here. So we got rid of some of our 2-drops to make room for more stronger 2-drops. So those ones that force our opponent to tap, we kind of had to rearrange them a little bit here, and you'll see why. So instead, we're going to bring in Invasion of Gobakon here. This gives us a little bit more of a powerful option to kind of lock out certain cards and gives us additional protection and power as we swing. Once we can flip the invasion, Light Shield Array will provide us with what we need to kind of help us get a little bit more power out of the cards. On top of that, this means we'll still keep our Thalias and Crop of Coat Vanguards to do taxing, but we do need a little bit more power in our swing. So Thalia's Lieutenant is now going to come in for the upgraded version here. When it enters, that means we'll put +1/+1 counters on all of our humans. So this is going to be great for us to give our team a lot more extra pump. In order for us to make room for other cards, because we want to remove certain things, because I noticed that our main deck, at least the budget version, is a little light on removal. So instead, this version will still trim down some Anointed Peacekeepers. This version also means we'll have to cut the Tocatli Honor Guards, which I know kind of helped us out in some matches, but realistically, with actual hard removal, that would provide us a little bit more power. So we're going to bring in 3 copies of Brutal Cathar here. This is actually a lot better for us. You'll also notice that we got rid of the our also other 1-drop here to make room for all these cards. We'll add in 2 different Thalias here. Heretic Cathar here is going to provide us with another first striker. It's a little bit stronger than the other Thalia. And also it kind of does double duty here because non-basic lands our opponent controls will enter tapped as well as their creatures. So this kind of pulls off that kind of taxing ability. And to round out our package to give us a little bit more power, we'll have Adeline here, Resplendent Cathar as our 3-drop here to round out the package. Is a Human Knight. As it swings, we'll create more human tokens, which will also trigger off Thalia's Lieutenant, and also just basically help us go wider. So this is going to be our more, it kind of rebalances where the taxing goes, and also gives us more humans to work with. So this definitely should be a lot more powerful going into the next couple matches. As far as upgrading our mana base with this version here, we're going to utilize Castle Ardenvale. We'll still have it, we'll just have another version of it, so 2 copies. a copy of a Ganjo Seed of the Empire here for a little bit of spicy removal. We'll trim down the Chef and Dunes just to 1, just in case we still need it, but it is there. Cavern of Souls will make sure our creatures are uncounterable. And then finally, to round out our package, Mutavaults here, which can basically be humans if we need to in a pinch, but this helps us provide a little bit of extra value with what we're doing. Now, to round out our sideboard here, we'll still keep the Deafening Silence. If we want to bring these in, it's going to be against control decks and spell slinging with combo decks. We'll also utilize a single copy of Declaration in Stone. So this is mostly for those token decks out there. So if our opponent's going wide with a bunch of stuff, we can exile everything. The target creature and all other creatures is controller controls with have the same name. So that's actually kind of good for us, just to kind of get rid of them. Yes, we will give them clue tokens, but this ideally should get rid of everything once we don't have to worry about the field. Keep a couple of Sheltered by Ghosts if we need to for a bit of spot removal. And then against heavy creature decks, we'll bring in a full playset of Authority of the Consuls just to make sure their opponents have all their creatures tapped, and also we can gain life off it that slow them down. Finally, some Containment Priests here. If non-token creatures would enter and they were not cast, we can exile them, so this makes sure that we can keep the field clear. We can keep the field clean of any kinds of cards that are kind of cheated into play. So this is mostly for that. And then finally, to round out our package, Loran of the Third Path here is our Vigilance creature here. It enters, and then you can destroy an artifact or enchantment. You can also kind of use it to tap and draw cards, but your opponent will get card draw too. So keep in mind that you can do that if you want to, but again, it's an option for us. Otherwise, that's basically the upgraded version, everybody. It's going to cost a little bit more in paper, so I think it's about $266, and I think about 40-ish rares. So again, this is the upgraded version if you are interested in what you saw a little bit earlier. Now, let's go ahead, let's take this into the formats. We'll play best of 1 again. We will play Explorer Ranked with our upgraded tax deck. All right, let's see how this goes. Let's see. All right, let's get this going. Okay, so with that, all right, what do we got here? What do we got? All right. Well, we have a lot of taxing effects. Adeline will be nice for later on, so that might be helpful. Let's keep this here. Even if we don't go too far with it, even this we can still curve out to what we need. Okay, opponents. All right. I guess we'll play the Castle Ardenvale first. We're not playing anything turn 1, so that's okay. Dense Splendid. Also mono white control with Wandering Emperor, and with that talent card for value. Also Elspeth with Liliana's are getting a zombie army. I mean, you honestly can't really go wrong with that. I mean, you can go mono white tokens, you can go Orzhov, you can go whatever you need to. There's tons of options now for you. All right, let's get a peeky peek at what our opponent's doing here. Okay, so with that, I don't even know what I want to get here. I guess Otherworldly Gaze. All right. So with that, we'll have Adeline out, so that should be nice for us. And then hopefully we can just start building up a giant army of humans, maybe? All right, opponents. Citrus Supplier again. Got a first AD. Play AD. Adeline. So we need a lot more humans now to start pumping things out. What, auto disconnect? Is that what you mean by AD? Okay. More milling from our opponents. No swings? Okay, they do swing. Oh, first advertisement. Oh. Oh, okay. I got you now. Okay, no blocks actually. Don't let them do their damage. Okay, Veteran Survivor. That might be helpful for us now. Turn on Mutavault. So, this will be nice for us because we can then swing at Invasion of Gobakon. Swing with the Mutavault. And now we get another human. So that's nice. We flip now Invasion. There we go. And also, we can still protect ourselves in the back swing. Okay, so with that, if we can start tapping down Veteran Survivor, maybe we might get there with this game plan here. Hopefully the advertisement also wasn't a bad one. Okay, Archamoeba coming in. Prize Amalgam, unfortunately, is going to come in for cheap, but we will see if we can push our way through this. Okay, so with that, I guess now is just don't have much of a choice here, but brave the elements. Protect on black. Alright, so they lose 2 creatures. They do some milling. Mill. Okay. Prize of Malcolm comes back. But it is tapped, so that does buy us a little bit of time. Okay, so with that, turn on Mutavault. Swing here. Make another human. They block again. Okay. Go with blue. Tap a 6. And what do we eat? I guess we'll eat the Bloodghast. So at least that doesn't come back. Okay, everything gets a pump. So how do you feel about battle cards? I honestly, Dense Splendid, I like battle cards. Oh wow, our opponent actually lost there. All right, nice. Did we have fun? Yes, we did. I guess our opponent just didn't want to deal with our stuff. So yeah, get taxed, opponent. But yeah, I like battle cards, but the issue I have with battle cards is my hope in the future is they will improve upon them. I would like to see battle cards be used again, maybe in a future set where it makes sense. Like, honestly, oh, actually, we did get a nice counterspell for that. That was sweet. Honestly, for me, what I would like to see with battles is just more diversity with them. They had a good idea going, but I don't know if they kind of balanced them well. And you can kind of tell, like, for example, some of them, like this one we used earlier, I mean, that one works pretty well in an aggro deck, but most battle cards don't feel like they're designed well enough for other types of decks out there. So they tend to skew towards more aggro style, which is, again, not a bad thing, but I would like to see them being given another chance. I really do like what the card does. I just wish they kind of had a little bit more diversity with what they do. But we'll see how they go in the future. Okay. All right, looks like we're dealing with Mill. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get around Mill. All right. Probably going to need a little bit more water here. So give me a second here, everybody, while I kind of guzzle some water. All right. Okay. Hydrated again, sort of. Opponents. Fatal Push. Okay. Alright, opponents. Fine. I guess we'll deal with your Fatal Push. Let's see. Opponent anointed Peacekeeper. We'll see if we can snag something. Okay, so they have... Ooh. Alright. They have Wraths. I guess we'll... Cool song for me. Okay. Name that. Okay. So, our opponent has actually... I'm surprised they have Wraths in this deck. With a Ruben Crab, you would think they would not be running Wraths. They would just have more mill. I don't get that, but okay. I mean, you do you, opponents. Okay. Doing more milling. Merfolk Secret Keeper. Yep. It is what it is. It's fine, though. We can get around it, so that's not a problem. Clean the dust. Okay. They draw a card. Obviously no swings, but even so, thankfully we do have options here. Coppercoat Vanguard. Coppercoat Vanguard again. We'll swing here to push through damage. There's no way they're going to... Well, I guess they'll block with the Secret Keeper. That's fine. Oh, wow. They block with both? Okay. Well, we'll take out the Ruin Crab. That's the bigger priority. I don't really care if the Secret Keeper survives. I mean, if they Wrath the board... which they just might do. That's fine. Gargoyle. Okay. Can it attack yet? Or, okay. Okay, they can. Veteran Survivor. So, let's see here. Thalia. Up the board. We'll hold off for a bit longer. We'll swing here. Do they block? They do. Peacekeeper. Vanguard. 14, okay. So we're going to hold off on these two cards. I'm still anticipating a Wrath is coming. Ruin Crab again. Okay. Okay, villain comes. Opponents? Do they play the cool? All right, they do. The 12-12, which is scary, but it's okay. We will find a way around it, everybody. Let us play Invasion of Gobakon. All right, so we will exile one Languish. Okay. And then, we need our Vanguard. A Vanguard would help us out completely here. Okay, we're going to have to wait then. That Somber Phage is really going to hurt us, though. That's the biggest threat to us right now. Okay, there's the Languish. So, that 12-12. Down to 8. Okay, Thalia. Alright, Veteran Survivor. And Thalia. Okay, literally at this point, we can't really do much of anything except just chump block, which is not what we want to do, but it is what it is. Alright, Veteran Survivor takes the hits. Ugh. Gargoyle again. Comes in tapped. Adeline. Okay. Well, this might actually be helpful. Okay. Recruitment Officer. Just getting around that Somber Phage is all we need to do. But I don't think we can do it in the main deck. Fatal Push. Surprise. Alright. Swing here. That does trigger off here. Make Light Shield Array. Okay. Down to 13. Okay. Thalia gets pumped, but that's still not enough. We just have no way of getting around the Somber Phage. Okay, they mill a ton. Ugh. Ugh, not good. Opponent swings. Alright, and we don't have a choice here. Protect it. Down to 3. Okay. Dauntless Bodyguard, so... yeah, we're still dead no matter what. Okay. But I guess it's something. Okay, because we can't beat the flyer. So that's our only biggest issue there. Down to 9. So close. Man, we were so close there. But looks like that's pretty much it. The Vantress Gargoyle, just, we don't have an answer for that. But it's okay, everybody. We tried. We are losing rank, but it's cool. We will still try again in another way. Okay, so with that, let's continue on. Let's see if we can still get around some stuff here. Okay, so the question now I probably want to ask everyone is, what's... How do we think that... are there going to be any cards that are going to be that are going to like change any of the formats around? I guess maybe what I should say is instead. So I kind of asked this already on the X, if you will. What do we think that Tarkir Dragonstorm will change any of the formats? Because we've seen already the last set Ether Drift didn't really change anything in Standard. I don't play Standard as much, but there was enough in there that it didn't really do anything. If anything, right now Mice is still dominating. At least Standard, for sure. But I think also Mice is now creeping into the Explorer format. So, what do you think? Do we think that there's anything that's going to make a breakout change and shake up any formats? Let me know, everybody. What are your thoughts on any of that? Okay, so we have right now Recruitment Officer, Bodyguard. Okay, we got Adeline, which is good. So, let's do it this way. We'll play our Plains. We will play our Recruitment Officer. Okay, a Mountain means that it could be aggro? Burn? Hey, with fire. Oh, okay. Dwarf face. Okay. I think it's a burn deck then. Okay. That's fine. We can take count that burn deck. Nothing yet from our opponents. Interesting. Okay. So with that, let's play Veteran Survivor. This might be our key card. Assuming our opponent doesn't try to blow it up, but we'll see. Opponents. What do they get? It's got to be the Veteran Survivor. They have to do that. Opponents. It has to be. I'll be very surprised if they do not hit the Veteran Survivor. Bone Crusher Giant. There we go. That's fine. Down to 18. Okay, so if they play Bone Crusher Giant, at least we can get it out of the way with Brutal Cathar, which is good. Alright, there we go. Very predictable. I mean, I should know. I definitely play a lot of Mono Red. We'll name Human. Brutal Cathar. Sorry, opponents. I've been on the receiving of that so many times, it's kind of nice to actually be the person doing that. Down to 14. Okay. Well, opponent, what do you got? Maybe we might be able to flip Brutal Cathar here. Bolt Wave, okay. Light up the stage. They're digging. Do they light up the stage again? Maybe. They do. All right. Digging for pieces. Swing here. We're going to hold on to what we have. So we can now flip our Brutal Cathar. So now at least if they have to get rid of it, they will have to pay a chunk. Play with fire. All right, that's okay. We lose our creature there, but that's okay. Anything else, opponents? Do they pay the 3? Ooh, they do. Well, too bad, opponent. I'm going to do this now. Protection from red. And there we go, everybody. That's how you beat Mono Red. Trust me, I love playing Mono Red a ton, but sometimes it's kind of nice to be on the receiving, the end where you actually beat the white aggro deck being red. Oh, man. Poor red. But it happens, everybody. I'll still take the win, though. All right. Not too bad, right? So they're also, I'll mention later on near the end of the stream how you can upgrade this deck even once again if you take this into an older format. So if you do want to take mono white humans / taxes into a historic or even timeless, there technically is a couple more cards in that format that you can upgrade the deck in beyond even what we have here. But we'll talk about that at the end of the stream. In the meantime, okay, so what do we got here? What do we got? So we got 2 Thalias, Peacekeeper, and Vanguard. Okay. We can get down our taxing pieces here, which should be pretty solid. Kellen, okay. So is it Bard class again? Are we facing off against Bard class? Maybe? We'll see. Oh, it's Bard class. Yep. Right on schedule, as always. Okay. So with that, play our Castle Ardvale. And I guess we'll play Thalia first. So we can also put down other Thalia too, and as well as Adeline. So we do have options to kind of start pumping up our whole game plan. Okay, level 2. All right, here come all of their stuff. So this will be annoying, but that's okay. Okay, Shockland. What else do you have, opponent? Gallia coming in. Is that it? Do they pump up Kellen? Okay, so they do attack. They draw 2, but then they have to... Well, actually, hold on. No blocks yet. Wow, get beat by Bard class again. Not quite what I was expecting, but it happens. So... Dahlia number 2. No attacks yet. So we got 2 first strikers, which is nice, but we still need to find a way to outvalue them. Bard class is hard to deal with. On the other hand, though, I have had several matches where I get blown out by them. Also, random question for everybody out there. I know we're mostly a Magic-focused stream, and I'm mostly a Magic-focused content creator, but I, of course, play other things. So I think my question I would ask you for anybody out there that's, speaking of expensive stuff, what are your thoughts for anybody out there that's curious about... I know the hot topic right now is what? The Nintendo Switch 2? That actually looks like a lot of fun, and I actually would love to buy one, but, oh, geez, the price on that is beyond expensive. Way too expensive for this little content creator. It would be a shame, though. I would love to own one. I don't know if I can spend that much up front. But all y'all tell me your thoughts on that. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you guys about that. Opponent's getting cheeky, though, here, so I'm kind of scared. I'm scared of what they might do. Well. Out of caution, I'm going to do this. Do you have an answer, opponent? Anything? We get rid of Gallia, that should slow them down a little bit. Kellen. Okay, so Thalia's protected us from 1 creature. Down to 7, though. They exile a card. Okay. Opponents. Anything else at all? Okay, Zergo. Okay. Invasion of Gobakon. So, let's see. We're in an awkward spot because we don't... I would wish we had instead another 2-drop. I guess we'll have to play Copper Goat Vanguard. That gives us the pump. No attacks yet. We'll pass. So with this... That Null probably might be the thing that's going to stop us completely from doing our thing. Unfortunately. Alright, here comes the other Ruby. So they're going off here, but they can't tap it for any mana, so that, I guess, kind of helps us out a little bit. Opponent. Okay, nothing from them. That's good. So let's see. Let's see. How do we want to do this here? Recruitment officer. Alia's Lieutenant here would be great if we can only get to it. Well, let's see. Anointed Peacekeeper. Let's get a peeky peek at what they got. Okay, so they got another Bard class in hand, and Oath of Nissa. So we'll just name the other Bard class, so they can't do more shenanigans, at least not yet. No attacks. Well, we managed to slow them down, sort of, but not really. Oath of Nissa. They'll still go off here. Okay. Opponent. Okay, they got Samut. Okay, Norin. But it is tapped, so that does help us out a little bit. Okay. Maybe we should have had a flying human. I think that might be helpful for if we were to look at this deck again in the future. But okay. Opponents. Anything else? Domri, okay. That might actually shut us down. Ugh. Watch, if he ticks down, it's over. Okay, opponents. What else you got? Yep. They do tick down. They pay. Unfortunately, we do lose her. Okay, so Kellen's gone. Our big Thalia is now gone too. Kellen again. Jeez. Okay. Anything else, opponents? They got Torch the Tower too. Right, they shocked themselves. Come on, opponents. Anytime now. Torch the Tower. They pay the costs. And now, little by little, they start whittling us down. Fox Amber. Okay. Okay, opponent is still going off. They make their 1 mana. Fox Amber again. They're still exiling. Okay. Well, while our opponent is taking their time just going off here, as a friendly reminder, if you do like any of the content we do, even if you look at us and go, we look absolutely terrible, like as if we don't know we're playing Magic, as always, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss out on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, live streams, deck techs, and so much more. As always, we try to stream at least 1 to 2 times a week. We'll try to put out a video, of course, once every week with another deck tech or any kind of whatever pops into my mind regarding the game of Magic. And again, if you do want to show some support and love, we also have a Patreon. But even if you don't want to spend money on the Patreon, I always appreciate any support you give me. We also have a Discord, so you can join our group of growing fiery friends for all the more fun for all of you out there. Okay, sorry. Kind of messed up my own little spiel there, but you get the idea. Either way, we appreciate your support no matter where you are at. So thank you, everybody. Beatrice. Hey, Infernoman, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Unfortunately, right now you're catching me as I look like I'm the worst player in the world because our opponent here is going off with Bard class. But, yeah, I'm doing pretty good right now. How is your day going? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay. Opponents, you don't need to show off anymore. We get it. You're yeah, we're definitely gonna lose this one here. Wow. How come I never go off this hard with Bard class? Maybe I should relook at that deck in the future. Let me know in the comments if you actually want to see me like reevaluate old decks we've done in the past. I mean, we've done Bard class technically now 2 times. At least one as a deck tech and one on stream. But I don't know. Maybe we should give it another shot in the future if we get more legendaries. So, how you doing otherwise, Beatrice? Are you... Did you, I don't know where you're at, so hopefully, again, you're having a day or evening or wherever you're at. Hopefully, again, it's been good. Okay. You know what, opponents? I'll just concede. I'm not going to win this one anybody. Dang. Sadness. But it's okay. It's okay, everybody. We've gotten already a couple good wins with this deck anyway, so it's not the worst. As always, I try to remember, even if we get horribly wrecked, as long as we're having fun, that's what matters. So that's always the one thing I try to remind myself no matter what. Never stream if you're in a bad mood. Don't stream if you're, you know, angry or whatever. You want to always be positive. At least that's how I am. I want to try to maintain positivity as much as I can whenever I'm on with all of you. Beatrice, Oh, it's Cookie. I forgot. That's right. Oops. I feel stupid right now. Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. But again, thanks again for joining us. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Deck looks juicy, you say? Well, it's been pretty good so far. Although we've had a couple of bad matches here and there. But hey, it happens, of course. You've seen me play enough to know how it goes. I know right now. This is a one-lander. But it's going to work. Just watch. Just watch. I feel it. I feel we're going to get that second land drop. Dauntless Bodyguard. All right, opponents. Show me what you got.
Time to
Yeah. Okay. Is it going to be a control deck? Dauntless Bodyguard again. No land, but that's okay. Bodyguard on the Bodyguard. Down 18. All right. Opponents. Do you have anything in hand? All right. Another tap land. Oh, come on, deck. They have tap lands. Now's the time for us to tax them. Down to 14. All right, I swear. Our deck is going to betray us right now. We have plenty of ways of taxing our opponent, but we're not getting the lands we need. Opponents? Anything else? Come on. Nothing? Okay. Ugh. Once again, we're punished for having a one-lander. I mean, we'll try to keep doing damage, but our opponent, I'm sure, has many options right now ready to go. They have to be a control deck. Otherwise, why else aren't they playing anything? Fourth land? Okay. I don't want to start throwing away cards, but I guess I have no choice here. Can't believe that. One land. Anytime now, opponents. I know you have something in hand. You have to either have the Wandering Emperor ready to go, or you most likely have a Wrath into Teferi. Because Azori's Control always has that combo. So watch. Let's see. How right am I? Do they have it? Wait for it. Wait for it. Hey! No surprise there, everybody. Yep. They always have the Wandering Emperor. If not that, it's the Wrath. It's one or the other.
But I'm going to.
So what do they make? They make a token? Oh. They just ticked up?
Show them how
Okay, so that probably means they have the Wrath in hand. That's the only other reason why they would do that. Wow, I'm surprised. Oh, they got the temporary lockdown? Oh, that's even worse. Because we can't even sacrifice our Bodyguard. It just gets exiled out. Boo! Ah! Okay. Alright. Meanwhile, we're still fumbling here. Come on, deck. Give me one land. Okay, finally we got a land, but it's way too late. Alright, so the best we can do here is Invasion of Gobakon, I guess? But they probably have a counterspell. Yep. Alright, we have fallen so far behind right now, I don't know if we're going to be able to catch up here. The name of the deck sounds like you'll be offering freedom like no one else. Funny you say that, actually. We actually do make during the summertime, I make some kind of pseudo
We must protect
American style Jeskai decks, which I think will probably save once we get to probably after Final Fantasy. But funny you say that, because yeah, I have done that in the past. But yeah, this deck, it's trying to tax people, but it's not doing its job right now. It's just because we just didn't get our lands. Kind of a shame too. Dang. Well, once again, betrayed by our deck. Not the first time, and it will not be the last. Okay. And now our opponent's going to pull ahead because they have Teferi and they have the Wandering Emperor. We'll give it another turn or two, because unless we get more lands, this is just a struggle for us. Even if whether we block or not, it doesn't really matter. They most likely have enough in hand where they're just going to keep their shenanigans going.
No, meditate and prepare.
What did you get, opponents? Oh, they got the Wrath already, so yeah. We have no way of pushing around this. We still have not gotten another land drop. Copper Go Vanguard Tumor 2? Maybe? Opponents? Okay. Well, I mean, we can still swing, but it doesn't matter because they have enough blockers anyway. Ugh, forget it. I'm too disgusted by this. Yeah. Alright, well, losing our rank here, but that's okay, everybody. Not the worst. Alright. So with that, we'll try. Yeah, that's why gambling isn't good. Yep. And yet here we are playing a game that technically, if you open booster packs, you are kind of gambling, if you will. But I don't think the Magic community is ready for that conversation yet. Yeah, sometimes, again, it happens. Sometimes you take a chance with a one-lander and it burns you out. But that's okay. Not a big deal. We move on to the next match. Speaking of the next match, okay, so this looks much better. 3 lands. We will go Dauntless Bodyguard, Thalia, Adeline, or Anointed Peacekeeper. Nice. Either way, we have an option here. So let's see. We'll keep this, of course. So unfortunately, we won't be able to protect our Thalia. Not very well. Oh, Heartfire Hero. Okay. Well, looks like our opponent's going to try to use their mouse shenanigans to get around us. But we'll see. Do they swing? They do. Okay. But do they have the pump already? If they have the pump already, then that means we'll just lose our Dauntless Bodyguard for nothing. Okay, down to 19. We can slow them down with Thalia, but it's not going to do too much. At least not until we get to our other pieces. Okay, so we got another Thalia. That's fine. Alright. Swing here. Haha, I agree with you. Since being a Magic player, I turned into poker. I think this is financially. Lol, just kidding. Oh. I mean, you know how it goes. Okay, so we got rid of... Wow, they actually blocked with a Swift Spear? Interesting. Okay. I mean, that's a choice. Oh, did they keep a one-lander too? Wow. Well, how the tables have turned now. All right. I mean, it's fine, I suppose. Let's get a peek at what they got. Okay, yeah, they kept a one-lander. Okay, so Thalia here doing its job. Okay, so we're going to name Monstrous Rage because that's going to be... So this is why I want a Peacekeeper, because now that locks out both Monstrous Rage. All right. Opponent got punished just like we did. Not very fun now, opponent, is it? Okay. All right, enough of me taunting. Let's continue on. We'll play Adeline. And I think our opponent's just going to have to quit here because we've locked them out pretty hard. But this is exactly why you have a deck like this. You tax your opponent, and now they don't have an option to get around their stuff. Down to 12. That tax is hurting now, opponents. I definitely know what this feels like because I have honestly been on the receiving end of this kind of game plan. So it's kind of nice to be evil like this. Oh, man. Our opponents, I think they're cooked. Yeah, I think they're done. That's why it's like, man, that's the karma right there for a second. We got punished on the last game for only having a one-lander, and our opponent this time, they got punished for a one-lander too. Gotta Gotta be careful sometimes, because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But all right, that worked in our favor that time. There we go. Get taxed, opponents. Oh, I know I am. I know I'm evil. I know I am very evil. Oh, yay. Free rare. Although we have already enough oozes as is. Oh, well. I guess I'll take it. I just wish I could trade these cards to other people that actually could use the rares versus me. But okay. At least the last match was a good example of what happens when you actually can tax your opponent with abilities. So let's see if we can do it again. Okay. Well, we have lots of one-drops here, which is tempting to keep because, again, but let's not get too greedy again. We're going to this time actually mulligan. Okay. This looks fine. We can do this. So with this one, we will put back one land. We can still cast at least 3 of our spells. Okay. With that, we'll play Plains, Veteran Survivor. Opponent's playing a Yorion deck, so we'll see if we can get around that. Invasion of Gobakon. Okay. So name Human, and then Invasion of Gobakon. Let's get a peeky peek, opponents. What do you got? What do you got? Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay. Interesting. So what do we hit here? So they got the counterspell once they get to 3. Deduce, Hallowed Moonlight. Okay. All right. The Sunfall most likely was what would hurt us the most. On the other hand, the Get Lost, costing 4 would hurt them a lot too. All right. At least with the Sunfall out of the way, that means that they just cannot get rid of us at all. Okay, so that should be probably peace. Okay. Get Lost. Surprise. All right. Either way, that's fine. We can still get around our shenanigans here. Recruitment Officer. Cannot be countered, which is nice. Recruitment Officer number 2. Opponent, do you counterspell it? They do. That's fine. That's okay. All right, Veteran Survivor again. So with that. Okay. And this time we will name Dauntless Bodyguard on our Survivor, so that means it's protected. Swing here. So we got a little bit of time to work with here. Hopefully we can use that time now to hit with Invasion of Gobakon. The Deuce. Take a token. Okay, so cracked the token already. All right. All right, opponents. That Sunfall is still something to worry about, because that means they have others in their deck. Can we get around that, though? Beatrice donated. Oh, thank you for that donation. I appreciate that, my fiery friend. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's see. Do we do this here now? I think we will. Can't be countered, so everything's protected now. We will... Actually, yeah, we'll crack one now. Put on the Survivor. Okay, Recruitment Officer again. Do we want that? I guess we'll throw it away for now. Okay, so with that... Recruitment Officer swings. Veteran swings. Dauntless swings. Okay. Is this enough? Down to 13. Okay. We flip the Invasion. So we got Light Shield Array, so that does kind of protect us a little bit, but that Sunfall is still going to hurt us no matter what we do. We'll eat the Saw coming. And pass. Ooh, they make a token. Interesting, okay. I think they're trying to get to that Sunfall ASAP. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Here comes the Sunfall. All right. And unfortunately, we can't protect ourselves against that, so that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, it is what it is. That's okay. Thalia's Lieutenant, but that doesn't really provide us any value, but that's okay. Get him out of the way. Brave the Elements will be nice. Okay, so with that. Anything else, opponents? Counter Souls gets sacked. Dang. Okay. I guess we'll get another land out of that. Opponent, anything else? The Gonjo. Okay. We swing here. And then I'm most likely going to turn on the incubator. Let's see. Okay, they have to block first. Okay. Okay. Blocking it. So it's out of the way. That's good. We can pump it up with Light Shield Array, which is nice. Oh. Okay, we'll draw a card off of that. Okay, that's fine. Still, I don't know if we... Opponent hasn't done much except just beyond the defense here, but I'm still worried that they're going to start getting some stuff out here. So here comes the Yorion. Okay, another Plains. Alright, well, I mean, we can't really do much of anything except just keep swinging. Down to 10. Pumping the Light Shield. Alright. Got a 4-4 now. 3 steps ahead. Drawing some cards, discarding. What is going on? Can we get out of this? Does our opponent have an answer for us? Yorion coming in. Okay. No value, which is fine. Okay, so... Okay. Let's cast Thalia and see what they... if they have a counterspell again. 4 cards in hand. Ooh, okay. Alright. That is helpful. Do they block with Yorion? Wow, they do. Their opponent drawing dead, or are they just waiting until we kind of add more stuff to the field? They have another Sunfall, that's going to hurt us a lot. Come on! Ugh. Terrible. Seriously, what was Wizards thinking when they were like, hey, we're going to start making more of these Exile Everything Wraths? Just disgusting, by the way. But okay. So, we're back to square one, sort of. Okay, we'll put in Mutavault. Okay. Nothing yet. I might have to start swinging with Mutavault here, which is something I don't want to do, but we might have to. Okay, they make a token. Opponent. Anything else? Nothing. Okay. Brave the elements. So let's see. Turn on our land. We swing with it. The incubator is going to get turned on here, which is not a surprise. Okay, so how do we do this here? Okay, well, I guess we get rid of the... So that's not what I wanted, but it is what it is. Brutal Cathar. Or another counterspell. Yep, nowhere lies. Wow, this is literally just everything we can do to just keep in this match. Our opponent is going to try to probably start making some tokens here, or sacrificing them to draw cards. Dang. Our opponent fizzled quite a bit here, but I guess that helps us out a little bit. Although that Siphon Insight, ugh. I never like my cards getting stolen, by the way. What did they take from us? I hope it wasn't a key creature we might have needed. Anything? Okay. Dauntless Bodyguard. Not much value off of that, but we'll try. 3 steps ahead. Okay. Or if they have to counterspell that, that means they are running out of gas. Okay. Anything. Nothing. Make a token. Jeez, I did not think this one was actually going to last this long. But little by little, I mean, if nothing else, we've been holding ourselves. We just don't have anything else in hand. We've completely run out of stuff here. Ugh, come on, opponents. Ugh, I hate when my stuff gets stolen. Jeez. Alright, come on. With the rate this is going right now, we're probably going to just do one best of 3 with this deck because we're running out of time. And I do, again, like to remind everybody, we are kind of like on a time limit to a degree because I'm always mentioned that we can only play for so long. I still appreciate all of you watching, but at this point, they have the Anointed Peacekeeper. Aw, come on, opponents. They took one of our possibly game-ending spells. Okay. So they named Brutal Cathar. And they got the Teferi. Well, once Teferi comes out, it's going to be very hard for us to get around this.
You know what? I'm not done.
Okay. On it swinging. And they also got our Adeline, so... Jeez. Alright, we still have 18 life, but it's going to be so hard now to just get around this. They've outvalued us once again. It's always going to be these decks, but it's okay. Let's at least get a peeky peek at what they got. Opponents? Okay. Oh, okay. So they had another Wrath anyway. Wow, it's just nothing but Wraths. Jeez. So disgusting, by the way. I don't even know what I would hit here. I guess they know where to run. But it doesn't, again, doesn't really do anything. Alright, we'll give it one more turn. I have a ton of life, but I just don't like the idea of just seeing myself just kind of get wrecked here where... Okay, yep. Now to wear a card. Put it back. And now we kind of now are on the receiving end. Now they kind of start attacking us. Down to 7. Coppercoat Vanguard. For not much value at all. Okay. Yeah. There's just nothing we can do against this. They've stolen our cards, which I actually hate, but it just ended poorly. Oh well. So looking at the clock right now, let's go ahead. We're going to end this with a best of 3 match. Hopefully the best of 3 should at least give us a little bit something to play with. Because I'm curious to see how this deck handles itself in a best of 3. So we're going to play the upgraded one. We'll see where we go from there. Once we're done with that, we will then kind of give a quick little evaluation of the deck overall. Wow, I'm actually surprised at how quick almost 2 hours went by. But otherwise, I will then, of course, do my usual. Well, we will do the final little wrap-up to see overall how we feel about the deck. But again, thanks again, everybody, for watching. I appreciate all of you out there. And also, I forgot to read that little message you got there, Beatrice. I don't know, I found your channel, but I'm glad I did. Aw, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I do like the note. That made me feel pretty good. Okay, so we're playing now in best of 3 for the finale here. We will mulligan this. And, okay, we're going to keep this hand. So, we'll put back the Castle Ardenvale for now. I want to make sure we can actually hit our stuff. Okay, Pathway. Blade cover. Oh, okay. So our opponent is playing the... We played this deck before. It's the Hexproof / Auras deck. So they're going to start stacking up a ton of stuff to pump their Glade Cover Scout and just try to overrun us. We'll see if we can get around that. Audacity. Okay, so they're going to start swinging. The good news is, though, we're just going to block. If we can get rid of their creatures, they can't really do much of anything. So that's what our key thing is here. Okay, Mana Confluence. Blade Cover Scout number 2. All right, that's a choice. Okay, Mutavaults. We will play Coppercoat Vanguard. So, how do we get around this? If our opponent plays all my glitters, okay. And Sentinel's Eyes. Okay. Well, we're going to have to just hold off for a little bit. So our Brave the Elements here might be our key piece to get to victory on this one. But we'll see. Coppercoat Vanguard. No attacks. We might have to do some really bad blocks here, which I don't want to do, but I guess it'll depend. Audacity. Okay, 8/6. Alright. Oh, that's right. We can't... Aw. Ugh. Can't block except for one creature at a time. That's terrible. Okay, so with that... Yeah, we can't beat that right there. Dang. I didn't realize we actually had a aura like that in the setup. Okay, that's fine. So, instead, we need Lord of the Third Path for sure. Sheltered by Ghosts. And... I think the Deafening Silence. So for this one... What do we get rid of? What do we get rid of here? I guess Brutal Kotar, since they are only going to have hexproof creatures, we can't really do anything against that. Let's see. Anointed Peacekeeper might be too expensive. We just want to focus on just getting rid of their auras and whatnot. Thalia's Lieutenant might not be enough to pump. Actually, the Invasion of Gobakon will probably chop that for a second there, and then... Let's see. Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe the Invasion of Gobakon does come in. I don't know. We'll do it that way. Okay. Still not sure. This matchup is a little trickier. But we'll see if we can try to find a way to just kind of blow out their stuff. Our opponent's actually a diamond? That's not fair. Okay. Either way, it's fine. So, oh wow, we got no lands. Alright, okay. Oh, okay. This is good. We got the Deafening Silence, so that should slow them down completely here. Let's put back a Coppercoat Vanguard. Okay, Deafening Silence. Alright, that should slow them down now completely. So they can play their Glade Cover Scout, which is fine. But this does mean that we now have options against them. So let's see. We will play Human, Veteran Survivor, and Recruitment Officer. Okay, opponents. You're slowed down to 1 aura at a time. Is that enough for us to buy the time we need? Optimism Scavenger. Opponents. 5 cards in hand. Can we do this? Ethereal Armor. Okay. Well, that's going to be a problem for us, but we'll see if we can get around it. Let's play the Mutavaults. Coppercoat Vanguard. Everything's pumped. But having first strike on a hexproof creature is very tough to get around. Opponent. Alright. Sheltered by Ghosts. Jeez. Alright, if we can get to our Sheltered by Ghosts, I think this would be nice. But I don't know if we can. Sheltered by Ghosts became such a powerful card. Such a mainstay that really kind of hampers a lot of stuff. I mean, we have it ourselves in this deck, but if we can't get to it, then we're kind of sunk. Okay. Not liking how this looks. All that glitters. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah. We might be screwed on this one. Well, I mean, we can still block here. We can dig 4 cards deep. Get a Thalia. Doesn't help us out that much, but look at the 35 life. Ugh. Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, we're not dead. I suppose. Okay. So let's see. So we'll add Sheltered by Ghosts here. We're not dead. Let's see. And then what do we get rid of, though? Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, if we get rid of their Sheltered by Ghosts, does that mean... Okay, so that means we would get that back. No. Get rid of the Ethereal. That's the one we have to get. That powers them down a little bit, but not by much. If we have to, I guess we can turn on Mutavault out of desperation. Yeah. I'm not feeling too good about this one, everyone, but that's okay. If we lose, we lose. Portable hole. Okay. Alright. Did they pay the 2? Well, that's a shame. So at this point, I'm just going to concede. They had enough to kill us anyway, so... Yeah. Not the way I wanted to go out. So you know what? Let me try one more time. We're going to try at least one best of one. This will truly be the final one, everyone. Win or lose. Win or lose. I want to try to go out on a good note. But we'll try. One more time. I swear. This will be the last one, everybody. And then it'll be it. Okay. So with that, let's see if we can pull off a victory here. All right. Feeling it right now. Feeling it good. Got to get jazzed up here. Got to get jazzed up and feel really good about this one. Okay, so with that, we'll see how this goes. Got to get a win out of this one. I'm feeling it. I'm hoping again it should be a good one. Okay, so we got the Adeline, Anointed Peacekeeper, Evasion, Brave. That's good. We'll keep this hand. Okay, Soul Scar Mage. All right. So let's see, Veteran Survivor. Let's see. Castle Hardville. Awkward there, but that's okay. If we can get Invasion of Gobakon out, we can then slow them down and see what else they have. So they got Show Off. Ooh, okay. Alright, well, let's see. Okay, Brutal Kothar will be nice for later. On Human. Invasion. Let's get a peeky peek at what our mono-red player is doing. Okay, so they got quite a bit there. So we'll get rid of the Bolt Wave. So that locks it out at least for a turn. If they want to play it, they can, but it's going to be really expensive. Monster Swiss Spear. Play with fire. Okay, well. They are definitely on the aggro plan here. We have nothing on board. Take the hit down at 9. If we can get at least one more land, Brutal Cathar could at least give us... Oh, jeez. Wow. Today's just not been a good day for us at all. We've just not been able to pull off very many things. I mean, it's not the worst we've done, but we're just not doing it today. I mean, it is what it is, everybody. Sorry about that. Not looking too hot today, but we'll try. Bolt Wave. Okay. Everything gets pumped. Down to 6. We literally have no option here but to block poorly. So. Okay. We will lose both of our creatures, by the way. That's a shame. Down to 1. And we really can't play anything else except Thalia's. We went out horribly this time. Man. Such a shame. Okay. Well, I tried, everybody, but we just didn't get there today. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to look at the clock now. We're probably going to have to end it here, everybody. I do apologize for that, but thanks again for still hanging in there no matter what. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about the deck overall. So tax season. That was our tax season deck, everybody. So you tell me in the comments below. What do you think? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? To be honest with you, it's okay. The budget version gets the job done, but it feels very clunky, and it kind of feels, honestly, not as optimized. So I don't know if I would recommend this, at least on budget level. If you're intending on building this up for a stronger thing, you might want to try to put in something else that will help you provide some good support. So it's kind of hard because there's most of the better stuff really requires you to invest a lot more rares if you actually want to go either all taxing or all humans. Either way, it's going to be one or the other. And I think if I was to do this again for another stream, we probably would focus more on the taxing effort and not so much the human spot. So just something to keep in mind. If we're looking at the upgraded version of the deck, the upgrades are honestly there, but the hard part again is just trying to find the right balance for what you're trying to do. Do you want to do more human stuff or do you want to do more taxing stuff? So that's also another one of those tricky things that you kind of have to look at with this deck. If you're looking at more taxing things, it mostly just comes down to just kind of focusing more on that plan, which is, again, not a bad plan, but I would probably, if I was going to do taxing with this, I would probably also want to put in some life gain. Probably some life gain would help us provide some support, or things such as like cards you can kind of play around with, like Crystal Barricade here gives you hexproof, so it kind of slows down certain types of game plans out here. If you want to provide yourself a little bit more slow down, you can use cards like High Noon if you want to kind of slow down your opponent some more. If you want to stay with humans, you can use Grand Abolisher just to kind of make sure they don't cast anything on your turn. Or Again, if you just want to do more of the shenanigans when it comes to like taxing things, you have cards like Ruined Halo here, cards that might also hurt your opponent like Spirit of Labyrinth. If you wanted to do, again, more taxing and not so much the human aspect of it. But your mileage may vary. It really just kind of depends on where you want to go with this kind of a deck. So that's mostly my opinion on that one. You could splash for another color if you want more support, but it really kind of depends on what you want to do as an individual. So that's just honestly my final thoughts on the deck. Now that we have that out of the way, let's kind of briefly talk about what is to come for the next week once we get to Tarkir Dragonstorm. So I actually already have set to go. I have our first deck I want to build. As soon as the cards pop up, we will start building our Rhinos deck. So the deck is pretty much done. We're just missing maybe a couple key cards, and then we can get this one done. I'm actually super excited for this one. This one's going to be an amazing one, by the way. As far as also for the next stream, again, once I'm done with this stream right here in just a few minutes, I'll put up again the poll. You'll get a choice between, I think it should be 3 or 2 choices. I haven't finally decided. But from that, you'll kind of get an idea of what you want me to play for the first stream on Wednesday once we get to Dragonstorm. I'm, again, super duper excited for that one. Once we go into Dragonstorm, it's pretty much going to be that for the remaining couple weeks where we're going to be focusing on just building, utilizing those cards, and hopefully showing off some really cool stuff from the set. I'm actually really, really happy that we're finally going to get another set going on. I know it's only been, what? I'm going to count for a second here. 6 or 7 weeks since we've gotten Ether Drift. Wow, we're moving pretty fast here. And then we're only, what? 2 months out until we get to Final Fantasy? We're definitely going to have a lot to work with here, but I'm actually really happy with that, and hopefully it'll be something really amazing down the pipeline. But otherwise, that's pretty much it, everybody. I don't really have much else to say, except thanks again one more time for everybody that did show up today. I appreciate all of you. So even if you haven't been chatting in the chat, not a big deal, everybody. I appreciate all of you that did show up today. So as always, Den Splendid, thanks again for joining us today. Shout outs again to Dr. Bees, Stickman, Jake, if you popped in for a little while. And then for some of you else out there, just trying to make sure we give everybody a shout out to Beatrice on YouTube, of course. And then for those of you that I see on other platforms there, I see there's someone also on Instagram over there. So Lotto MTG, thanks again for joining us as well. But if I don't see you from other platforms, I do apologize, everyone. The chat only holds so many things. It still hasn't integrated X chat yet, but hopefully we'll get there someday. So if you've been watching from any of those places or Kick, thanks again still for your eyes on this stream. I still appreciate every single one of you. Now, the only other final thing I just want to say, everybody, is I hope, again, you're looking forward to more stuff out there. I'm really excited to see what Dragonstorm has, because it seems like we'll be on this one for quite a bit, of course, until we get to the next set. But otherwise, that's all I have for everybody. Thanks again for joining me today for the stream. Have a wonderful weekend wherever you're at, everybody, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do this again on Wednesday very soon with the next set. But as always, before I like to end it, I just want to remind everyone that just remember, no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We will see you on Wednesday, everybody. Later.